Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to dive into how to check out and view your Etsy listing stats. You should keep tabs on your stats because they tell you a lot about the health of your listing and can even help you determine what changes to make for your listings in order to make improvements in order to get the most bang for your buck in order to get more visits and hopefully more sales. But the first step is diving in and looking at the stats and knowing how to do that. So, what I'm going to do is pick one of these listings and I'm going to dive into the stats and show you. So, if you go to one of your listings, you can see that all of these have a gearbox. So, what I'm going to do is hit this gearbox and then I'm going to hit view stats and it's going to show me the individual listing stats for this listing. So at the top, you'll see your listing and the title. You'll also see that you can view the stats for this listing, whether it be all channels, which would be Etsy and Pattern if you have a Pattern website, or just Etsy or just Pattern. I'm going to do all channels even though I don't have Pattern. I'm just going to leave it the way that it is. And then you can select the range that you want to view stats. You can do all time, you can do yesterday, last 7 days, last 30 days, this year, last year. I like to do last 30 days usually to give me a good perspective of what has happened with that listing in the last 30 days. Or another good time frame is a renewal cycle. You can do it in a renewal cycle, which is a 3 month time range, and that'll give you a good idea of what has happened in the last 3 months in order to determine what changes you possibly need to make going forward to get more performance out of that listing specifically. So let's dive in and look at the stats here. So you can see the individual listing stats for this in the last 30 days is 24 visits. Now, it doesn't show views, it shows visits, and visits are unique people coming to that listing. Views would be one person could view your item 10 times, and that would have one visit and 10 views. So there's a distinction there. Visits is a little bit better because you want to try and get as many unique people into your shop and into your listings as possible because that will increase the chance of sales. For instance, if you have a brick and mortar store and you have one person looking at all your stuff, okay, that's okay, but there's no guarantee that they're going to buy anything. But if you have 20 people in your store looking at stuff, there's a much better chance that one of those 20 people are going to buy something. So the same principle applies. You can see items sold, and you can see revenue as well for this time period, which is kind of nice. And as you scroll down, it breaks out the visits and orders in an easy graph for you to be able to see that as well. And you can do change what you want to see. You can do visits, you can do views, whatever you want to see here on this graph to kind of arrange it differently. I usually just keep it how it is. I want to see visits and orders, and that's fine. And then down here, you can see traffic sources. So this is a really valuable tool to be able to see where your traffic is coming from, especially if you're doing social media marketing or you're promoting your products outside of Etsy. You can see if that's working and bring in traffic. If you're doing a lot of promoting outside of Etsy and you're not seeing any traffic coming from those places that you're promoting, there's something going on. There's some type of disconnect where they're not clicking through to this listing for whatever reason. So you can see most of your traffic is going to come from Etsy. And then I have direct and other traffic, which is people are coming directly to your shop. Etsy marketing and SEO. This is usually from ads. It can be like offsite ads where your products are showing up in Google, Bing. Etsy search is just coming from the search bar where people are searching. It's showing up in search and they're clicking through to it. Social media, and then actual Etsy ads, which are different than offsite ads. Etsy ads are the ads that you run specifically in your shop. You can determine the budget and you can turn them on and off. Search terms that are showing up. So these are the search terms that they can identify that people are actually typing in the search bar and clicking through to your listing. There's not many because I only have a 30-day period. If I change this to, let me just do like last year, you see that there's a lot more search terms. So this is really valuable information because if people are using these search terms, to find your listing. Are there other listings that you can apply these search terms to? Because these are the terms that people are using to search for this subject matter, this item. So if you sell similar items and any of these search terms apply that you're not already using, go ahead and use this information to your advantage and put those in those listings as well. Social media, it'll break down specific social media sources. I'm not doing any social media promotions for this, so I'm not going to have any on here, but it breaks down the biggest one. Favorites, you can kind of see your favorites, how they're trending, if you're getting more or less favorites. I don't worry too much about favorites because at the end of the day, favorites don't create, don't mean that someone's going to buy. So if I have a lot of favorites and no sales, it doesn't really matter. You can't do a lot about favorites unless you have email marketing set up through the Etsy platform to send them a discount code if someone favorites your shop, which I would recommend that you do. But other than that, it's just more of a vanity metric. I'm more concerned with getting sales, more concerned with getting traffic. If someone favorites my item, cool. If not, that's fine too. I manage it by visits and I manage by sales, and hopefully as much of if I can get those numbers up, if I can get more visits, I'm going to naturally get more sales, or you should get more sales. So, and this information is really good at determining, what is going on with your listing. If you were looking at this in a couple of month period and you're not getting any visits to your shop, that means your SEO is probably off. People are not finding your listing and they're not clicking on it and they're not viewing it, especially if it's been a couple of months. If it's been a couple of weeks, chances are the algorithm just hasn't kicked in yet. You need to give it more time. But if it's been a while and you're not getting any visits, there's something going on with your SEO. And on the flip side, if it's been a while, it's been several months, and you're getting a lot of visits, but you're not getting any sales, something's probably going on with your listing. Either pricing, something doesn't make sense, there's confusion, there's something going on with that listing where people are clicking into it and it's not what they want for whatever reason. So you have to dive into your listing and try and diagnose that. So this is what's really good about being able to view this insight and this information and these stats is you can use it to your advantage to help you diagnose possible issues, help you keep an eye on your listings, which you should do. I like to look at my listings on every renewal cycle, and that's a pretty good time frame, a couple month period to be able to give the algorithm enough time to see what's going on with those listings and to make possible changes. So that's it, guys. That is a quick overview of how to view stats for your individual Etsy listings, so that you guys know where to go, what to look for, and how to figure out what's going on with those listings and figure out the health of those listings, and if possible, make changes to improve your stats over time. Make changes, keep track of those changes, and then check back the next renewal cycle or in a month or two to see if your changes have improved that listing. But I have something else for you guys. If you want some more success tips on your listing, some best practices, and a guide to follow, I have an Etsy listing success checklist for you guys. Free download, you can get it. It's only, I think, 1 or 2 pages, and it gives you a framework to be able to go through and say, am I doing this, to give you the best chance of success with your listings, to make sure you're following these best practices. And I've done this stuff for a long time in my listings to make improvements and make sure that they are set up for success and giving you guys the best chance of success. But you guys can get that at handmadeandbeyond.com/Etsy listing checklist. There's also a link below where you guys can download that for free and implement that in your shop today. That's all I got for today, guys. I'll be back soon with another video for you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day.